Apologies for me taking a bit long there. I got an important phone call that I had to answer right at 9 o'clock, so I had to play an extra song real quick. But we are here, obviously, to talk about our weather as we have mostly dry conditions that continue. Mostly dry conditions continue as we go throughout tonight. Strong above normal temperatures dominate with highs to the upper 80s, low 90s. Rain chances increase as we get into tomorrow. And a warm pattern persists into the weekend with continued above normal highs. So, all of that we're going to go on and talk about. If you have not hit the like button yet, go on and do so. Also, hit the subscribe button as we are at 734, trying to get to that main goal of 800. So, let's see what's going on right now. One thing I forgot to do. It's Wednesday. We made it halfway through the week. Yes, we've made it halfway through the week, so we are all the way here. Just have Thursday and Friday left, and we will be finally at the weekend for our 3-day weekend, Memorial Day weekend, which is something definitely to look forward to. Rainfall throughout the state right now, currently nothing going on. But if we see what's going on throughout the entire U.S., we do have some rainfall going on. You can see in Pennsylvania, New York, going on over inside of Ohio, Virginia, Kentucky, even in Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, Florida, Louisiana. And then you do have some rainfall with some snowfall. You see in Montana getting, some of that snowfall. Wyoming getting, some of that snowfall. And then Mr. Chris asks, is that a little rain moving in? Up here inside of moving into South Carolina, yeah, it looks like it is. Looks like it is some rainfall trying to move throughout the upstate right here, going toward like Anderson and Abbeville. So we'll see how that develops as we go throughout the end of the stream. But it does look like it's trying to move into the state right now. Now, what's going on in terms of our cloud cover? Well, cloud cover right now does seem to be not that bad. I mean, I do see some low clouds near Greenwood, maybe some cloud cover over there inside of Georgia. But it does look like that our cloud cover is mainly away from us, not really in our vicinity. Looking at our cloud cover for the future, pushing this forward, we have some cloud cover moving in from the west. We have some more cloud cover moving in from the Grand Strand areas, the PD areas, the low country. And then also some cloud cover moving in from the west, moving east, and probably even trying to encompass the state as we get into tomorrow evening and going into Friday. Friday, some more cloud cover coming through. Even as we get to around 2 o'clock, look at how cloudy it is. Now, in terms of our live temperatures, right now we're in the 70s, maybe even some 80s. 78 in Orangeburg, 74 Somerville, as well as Charleston, 74 Beaufort, and 73 in Georgetown, 73 in Conway, and 74 in Myrtle Beach, 73 Murrells Inland, and 77 in Florence, 81 Hartsville, and 80 in Lugoff, 81 in Columbia, 79 Newbury and Greenwood, as well as 76 in Greenville, 77 in Clemson, Anderson, 77 Spartanburg, 78 Gaffney, Rock Hill. In terms of our air quality, we have some areas of moderate activity going on. We have some good over there near Greenville, near Anderson, near the low country, just nice and good throughout these areas, even throughout the Grand Strand areas. But watch, moderate up there, Columbia, Florence, Spartanburg, Greenwood, Augusta. These areas are inside of the moderate areas. And so, really, not the worst, but we definitely could be seeing some better air quality throughout these areas. So just monitor it. Low temperatures for tonight, we're talking about 70s and some 60s. We're talking about 67 in Greenville, Lawrence, 66 in Spartanburg, Rock Hill, 68 Columbia, 68 Sumter, 67 in Orangeburg and Florence, 70 in Myrtle Beach, and 72 in Charleston, 73 Hilton Head Island. High temperatures for tomorrow, 86 Greenville, 88 Spartanburg, 94 in Columbia, Orangeburg, 91 Moncks Corner, 84 in Charleston, 88 Georgetown, 83 Myrtle Beach, 91 Dillon, 87 Hilton Head Island. Now, in terms of our rainfall is definitely a possibility. 100th of an inch to a 10th of an inch from Rock Hill, going near Columbia, going on over there near Lawrence, Greenwood, Anderson, and then maybe even a 10th of an inch to a quarter of an inch for Spartanburg, and then maybe even a quarter of an inch to a half an inch up there in the very far upstate. Now, in terms of the SPC outlook, thunderstorms are possible with some of these showers that try to move in as we go into tonight. Will it happen? We're going to have to wait and see, but there are storms going on in North Carolina. I can say that. North Carolina has a severe or a special weather statement, I should say, with 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts moving through just to the south and west, moving towards Asheville right now. So there are storms going on. Just a matter of will it make it into the state and will it produce. Tomorrow, a more good amount of the state is included. We're talking about the entire upstate, the Midlands, the PD areas. These areas are all included inside of a thunderstorm risk for tomorrow. Everybody else not inside the light green is good. And then on day 3, which is Friday, May the 22nd, thunderstorms are possible throughout the entire state. The ingredients are there, and everybody has a shot if the convection is right. Fire weather is not really expected at this time, but excessive rainfall, even though no severe weather is expected, excessive rainfall is possible. This is day 2. This is tomorrow right here. Isolated flash flooding possible from Greenville to Spartanburg to Rock Hill to Union, Newberry, Lawrence. These areas have a risk of isolated flash flooding on tomorrow. And then on day 3, this right here is on this is Friday right here. So Friday, good amount more. Isolated flash flooding from Greenville, Spartanburg, just the entire upstate in general. The entire Midland area is included except for maybe the southern Midlands. And then over here inside of the PD areas, isolated flash flooding is definitely in the forecast. So, not enough to pull out the whole severe weather screen because we're not seeing any sort of slight risk or anything like that, but it is here. It is here. Now for the crazy score. If you have no idea what the crazy score is, it is a score that we see how active our conditions are. And right now we're at an 8. Why? Well, obviously cloud cover not looking like the best right now. Rainfall, is possible, but it's not really too widespread. It's very isolated right now. In fact, there's no rainfall falling in the state right now, maybe except for right on the border. And just overall, no significant weather for tonight. Nothing really too significant for tonight. We'll go on and look at the models and all that kind of stuff and see what they have to say. But I'm honestly not seeing anything too bad for tonight. And speaking of the models, that's the next thing on the agenda. As we go on and push this forward, we go all the way to 11 p.m. to around 1 o'clock in the morning, 2, 3, 4. I mean, you see rainfall going on up there in the very far upstate, but it's not really the most. As you go into around 7 a.m., 8, 9 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, we're seeing some more rainfall, right along that border area, but it's definitely not a whole lot. Definitely not a whole lot. Then once you get to Thursday in the afternoon, going into the evening hours, some rainfall definitely does pop up, and some thunderstorms definitely do pop up once we get to around the evening hours, going into around 10, 11 to 12 o'clock in the morning or so. So rainfall activity definitely is here, and it's definitely going to cause for us to get some beneficial rainfall. We have a drought going on throughout the state right now. It's not Thursday, so that will be updated tomorrow. Here it is right here if you've not seen it, since last week Thursday, as we have a drought going on throughout the low country, PD, Midlands, Grand Strand, and upstate. Yes, that is all of the regions of the state of South Carolina, with the low country, especially that deeper low country, having the bigger risk there with an exceptional drought, which I believe we have not had an exceptional drought since around 2012 or so. But that's what I looked up. That's what I saw. Now, if we go back and look at the models again, pushing forward into around Thursday, going into Friday morning, Friday afternoon. Look how this rainfall again tries to come back as we get into around 2 o'clock p.m. on Friday, with more thunderstorm activity, and just more beneficial rainfall for us. So, honestly, this seems like a huge win for us. Huge win. Good rainfall and maybe we can get some good downpours as well, with some thunderstorms that may try to move in and really help try and knock down this drought as much as we can. Now, what's going on in terms of our long-term future? So, past all of this, we're done with the dry conditions. And I think that mostly is going to continue as we continue throughout the rest of May. If I go in and push this forward, watch as we go into this weekend. This weekend's not going to be too dry. In fact, we're going to see a lot of rainfall as we go into Saturday. Sunday is going to be a lot of rainfall. Monday is going to be a good amount of rainfall. And just overall, as we go throughout next week in general, it's going to be a good amount of rainfall. We go into Friday, going into Saturday. Yes, not everybody will see rainfall every single day. That is true. But just statewide, somebody is going to get that rainfall. We go into Saturday, we go into Sunday, and Monday, Tuesday, not of next week, but the week after, going into June. That's when things start to kind of slow down a little bit more, but you still see rainfall. You still see that rainfall throughout the state. Even as you go 300 to 400 hours out into the future, you still see it. Now, how much rainfall are we talking about for around the next 300 to 400 hours? Well, the GEFS kind of has us around a good 2 to 5 inches or so, maybe even more than that, trying to get to around 6 inches at the max for the next 300 to 400 hours. That is a huge increase from what we've been seeing for just the past couple of days. We're seeing more rainfall trying to come throughout the state as we get more into this active period. So, again, a huge win for us. And, that's not even the only one. Look at the European. European kind of has us around 3 to 4, maybe even up to 6.5 inches of rainfall as we go more into, June. So, again, more beneficial rainfall, more time, and more opportunities for this drought to get out. So, hopefully, this does come true. Hopefully, we get around a good all the way up to around 6 inches of rainfall or so. And obviously no flooding or anything like that. We don't wish for flooding over here, but we do wish for beneficial rainfall to help keep this drought out of the state and hopefully take it down. This drought will not be gone in 1 week. It's not going to be gone in 2 weeks. It's going to still be here. But all we can ask for is just for it to go down slowly. Now, temperatures obviously doesn't have the biggest part to play in terms of the drought, but it can impact it a little bit. And watch as we go into Thursday, watch as we go into Friday. Warmer temperatures definitely get going once you get, later into the week even. But watch as you go into this weekend. Cooler temperatures may try to take over in the upstate, may try to take over a little bit in the Midlands, but warmer temperatures are going to stay. No matter how much cooler air tries to come in, warmer temperatures try to stay. And it kind of stays like a split almost, where you see warmer temperatures in the lower areas, while you see some cooler than average temperatures in the upper areas. Watch as you get into Tuesday, though. Watch as you get into Wednesday, Thursday of next week. You're seeing some cooler infiltration here and there, but the warm air is trying to stand strong. And so that's where we're starting to see just near normal, maybe slightly above average or slightly below average in terms of temperatures. We move into next weekend. Still, we're seeing some warmer temperatures, around 10 degrees above average, even as you go into the end parts of the month, going into going into June. We have some more cooler air that may try to move through as well. So I do believe that we will continue to see this cooler air try to make its way throughout the state the more that we get inside of June. But for now, the warmer temperatures are here. And so if we go in and take a look at our warmer temperatures and our temperatures just in general throughout the next 300 hours or so, watch as we move throughout this week. We're seeing 90s Thursday, Friday, maybe not widespread 90s and 80s on Friday, but a good amount still. Saturday comes along, still more 80s and 90s. Sunday comes along, 80s, 90s. And just as we move more and more throughout the middle parts of next week, going into the end parts of next week, it doesn't matter how much cooler air you throw, it looks like those temperatures want to try and stay in the 80s, want to try and get into the 90s as we continue into June. June, still seeing those 90s. So, yeah, cooler air is there. Yeah, it's there. But it's not really doing too much of a number on us in terms of actual temperatures. And if we go in and look at the ensembles for around 200 hours out or so, you can see that temperatures are still getting into the 80s, still getting up into the 90s as we get more and more into June. So I do believe that even though cooler temperatures may be, here for maybe like a day or so and may try to infiltrate some areas for a little period of time, warmer air will definitely still be the more dominant pattern and be the more dominant factor as we go throughout the next 400 hours. And I believe that is all I have to say here. I do not believe we had an earthquake today. No, we did not. No new drought updates. So let's go on now and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us here at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what the audience has to say for tonight. Starting off, Mr. Chris was here first. He says, good evening, everyone. Hope you had a great day. Well, I did. Thank you so much for asking. Got you around 92 here in Moncks Corner. Currently it's around 79. Miles Lewis says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. Mr. Chris says, please remember to go and hit the like button and the subscribe button. Also share with everyone that you know it's free and it helps the channel grow. Absolutely. Absolutely. Miles Lewis says, I pray that everyone had a wonderful day. Well, I did. Thank you so much for that. Miles Lewis says, today in Georgetown, our high is around 84. Currently it's 72. Well, right now, I don't know if Mr. Chris has got you around 92 in Moncks Corner. Currently it's 79. I don't know if I read that or not. I think I did, though. But I didn't say my temperatures. Let me go in and check it out. So at my house currently, it's around 76. High temperatures for today was at 90 degrees, 89.6, which rounds up to 90. So temperatures for today will read 90 in terms of high temperatures, which is about maybe right on the dot or around like a degree off. I think I said around 90, 91 or so. So not that bad. As we continue, as Chris says, everyone, I might be a grandpa Friday. The son's girlfriend is going in Friday morning. Well, congratulations to you. Congratulations to you. Hopefully all goes well. Then as we continue down, my cousin Cheryl says, hello, weatherman. How are you doing? Hope all is well. Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is good. It's too hot for me, but it's cooling down. Do your thing, weatherman. Love you all. Well, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that message. And I know it's hot. I mean, y'all are up into the 90s, but don't worry. Don't worry. As you just said, it's cooling down. And it will continue to cool down as you go more and more into this week. Then, Terrell says, greetings, everyone. Greetings to you. Mount Lewis says, whatever rain we get here, I would love to get some of it, absolutely. Then Mr. Chris says, I agree, any rain is better than none. And that's all. So that's all I have to say here in terms of our chat. If you want to go in and put something inside the chat, you still can. But top fan of the night. Top fan of the night for tonight. How do I want to do this tonight? I think I'm going to check and see real quick. And see if somebody sent us an email. If somebody sent us an email, I think I want to award them real quick and give them top fan of the night for tonight. Let me see. If you haven't sent one yet, I mean, it's not going to be there in time. Ooh, no, nobody sent one in tonight. Like I said, anything can happen. Anything can happen. I could just decide to choose. But since nobody sent it in, I'm going to have to choose another way real quick. So I think I'm going to ask and see real quick and see who was paying attention. Let's see. I think I'm going to ask and see who remembers. This is actually going to be almost near the beginning when we were talking about the cloud cover. When does the majority of that cloud cover try to take over the state of South Carolina? When does it try to? And no, I don't need exact times because I know, models are all over the place. Plus, cloud cover is kind of hard to track. But when does the majority of the state get taken over by that cloud cover? And not just the day. I need more than just Thursday. I need the day, and then I need the time frame, like morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime. So not just the day, because then that would be just too easy. So I need the time frame as well, But while they're going on with that, let's go on and talk about the 4 areas outside of South Carolina. You might be asking, 4 areas, what am I talking about? I'm talking about San Antonio, Texas, Raleigh, North Carolina, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as well as Duncan, Oklahoma. The reason why we talk about these 4 areas is because we have people from these areas who tune in almost nightly, and because they tune in almost nightly, we go on and give them their forecast for them. Starting off with San Antonio first, you have low temperatures tonight at 70, high temperature for tomorrow at 81, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 70. Showers are likely tonight. And then also tomorrow morning, going into tomorrow afternoon. There also is a chance of thunderstorms as you go into tomorrow night, so you're going to be active. You're going to be busy. You're going to be active. You're going to be just overall kind of good, but kind of bad at the same time. Good because you're getting rid of that drought, but also kind of bad because it may ruin some of your outdoor plans that you have. Now, severe weather-wise, that's a whole different story. It looks like right now that you're good in terms of severe weather, so I do believe that you just have to kind of just go on and enjoy this rainfall thunderstorm activity that you have, because like I said, I don't think that any sort of thunderstorm activity is expected for you, or any sort of severe weather activity, excuse me. Now, in terms of excessive rainfall, you do have a risk for tonight. Scattered flash flooding is in the forecast for tonight going into tomorrow. Same thing for tomorrow going into Friday. And then Friday going into Saturday, marginal risk. Then you're still not done. Saturday, slight risk. More scattered flash flooding on Saturday, and then Sunday, isolated flash flooding again. So flash flooding is going to be in the forecast for you for the rest of the week. Yes, for the rest of the week. Now for your future, it does look like that, again, you'll just be active as you even go into next week. Wednesday, you already have a 70% chance of thunderstorms as you go into next week. And then temperature-wise, you're going to continue to kind of just stay in the 80s. You're not really going to go up into the 90s, staying up in the 80s. So let's go on now and talk about Raleigh, North Carolina, where you have low temperatures tonight at 68, high temperature for tomorrow at 92, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 63. No precipitation tonight, but tomorrow there is a chance of thunderstorms, and tomorrow night showers are likely. Now, what's going on in terms of your severe weather, excessive rainfall? None of that's expected at this time. Well, no severe weather. Excessive rainfall could potentially happen. I mean, it's kind of a bit far, but towards like Durham. That area has a risk of flash flooding, but you're just out of it. So for right now, technically, no, you're not in that risk right now. Now, in terms of your future, looks like temperatures will drop. I mean, you're talking about a steep drop. High temperatures on Friday are going to be 75, but then you'll go back into the 80s, so it won't last too long. But it will be active. Rainfall will be active all the way through into Wednesday. So it seems like everybody from San Antonio all the way over to Raleigh getting active, getting more and more active. And so it seems like that this pattern is kind of taking shape, not only just over here throughout the central U.S., but obviously over here in the eastern U.S. as well. But let's go on, and before we go on to Philadelphia and Duncan, let's check out and see if anybody got the right answer. And so, if I'm not mistaken, I believe we do have the right answer inside the chat. Yeah, I'd say that pretty much would be the right answer. So, let's go and get a drum roll real quick and see who won for tonight. It was Mr. Chris. He got it correct. Said Thursday afternoon. So congratulations to you for winning Top Fan of the Night for tonight. Again, if you want to be a top fan, like Mr. Chris is, you can. You have to be a subscriber, and you have to be here paying attention. Because if you are not, you may lose out. Because, questions, I could ask questions from anywhere. So just whoever's paying attention the most. But moving on to Philadelphia, we'll go over honorable mentions in just a moment. You have low temperatures tonight at 56 in Philadelphia, high temperature tomorrow at 64, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 53. No precipitation is expected for tomorrow night, but tonight showers are likely, maybe even a thunderstorm, and then tomorrow showers are also expected as well. So showers are expected tonight and tomorrow, maybe even a little thunderstorm here or there. For your severe weather, excessive rainfall, none of that's expected, but you do have a risk for some for some of that rainfall just to continue. I mean, rainfall is continuing even as you go into Friday, going into Saturday. And I do apologize. Saturday, you do have a risk for some isolated flash flooding. I do apologize for that. But it looks like that rainfall for you will continue as you go all the way through into around Tuesday or so. Wednesday, things start to calm down. Temperature-wise, you're going to continue to stay in the 60s until you get to around this weekend, like later in the weekend, to where you'll be around 70 or so on Sunday. And then finally, the final area being Duncan, Oklahoma. Low temperature tonight at 58. That is not what I have. Hold on real quick. Let me go ahead and refresh it. But low temperature tonight, 58. High temperature for tomorrow at 71. And then low temperatures tomorrow night at around 59. There is definitely a chance of thunderstorms. Chance of thunderstorms as you go into tonight. And then as you go into tomorrow, showers are expected. So, showers are expected. And then tomorrow night, thunderstorms are likely. Thunderstorms are definitely likely. So, you have probably the most active weather here. And so that is for, obviously, severe weather not only being one of the first reasons, because on Friday, isolated severe storms are possible for you. You also have a risk for some isolated flash flooding as you go into not only Friday, Saturday, but then on tomorrow, you have a slight risk, meaning scattered flash flooding. So scattered flash flooding possible tomorrow, then isolated flash flooding possible on Friday and Saturday. Now for your future, again, active, going to stay active all week this week, going into pretty much almost all week next week. Temperatures are going to continue to remain in the 70s or so. And that's all I have to say here. So, good amount going on pretty much throughout almost all four of these areas. But let's see what's going on right now throughout the entire U.S. weather news-wise. Well, right now it does say that a multiple day heavy rainfall event will begin to set up from the Southern Plains into the Mississippi Valley on Thursday, peaking in intensity over the holiday weekend. Widely scattered thunderstorms are expected to develop across the eastern Colorado area Thursday afternoon and evening. Large hail will be the primary hazard. So a good amount of things going on, with some severe weather even going on as well in Colorado. We have some frost going on, maybe some freezing in Michigan and the UP of Michigan and Wisconsin. And for the most part, I don't really see anything else too bad. Flash flooding continuing for a good amount of us as well, from Texas going all the way up into the Northeast. And that's all I have to say here. Honorable mention for top fans of the night for tonight. Thad was there, and then also my Aunt Lula was there. So congratulations to the two of y'all for being the honorable mentions for tonight. And that's all I have to say here. So make sure, if you have not hit the like button yet, go ahead and do so. Right now, it seems like that we've had a good 12 people tuned in, only 5 likes. So go ahead and hit the like button if you have not already. Also hit the subscribe button. We're at 734, trying to get to that main goal of 800. Share as well. Share with your friends, family members, acquaintances, anybody who you don't even talk to, because it's free. It is free, and it shouldn't cause any sort of harm or any sort of damage if you share it to somebody. You can also share it as many times as you want. It doesn't matter. There's no limit on it. There's no limit to anything here. Just share it out. That's all. I'll be back tomorrow morning with your Thursday morning forecast update. Also, make sure you're here tomorrow evening, Thursday evening forecast update. That is for the drought monitor. So let's go ahead and get that update in tomorrow. And then, for the most part, Friday, Saturday doesn't really look like anything too bad for us in terms, or anything, news-wise for us on the channel, anything special. I'm thinking of some more stuff, but we'll see what happens. But I'll, inform you all on that for when that comes along. But that's all. Hit those 2 buttons before you leave if you're new, and I'll be back tomorrow morning.